This is TGJ Reviews and welcome to my channel, my fellow comic book fans. In today's video we'll be diving into Deadpool. So, let's get this show on the road. In Deadpool's first appearance in a 1990 issue of the New Mutants, number 98, Deadpool was introduced as a mercenary who teams up with X-Force leader Cable. But did you know that Deadpool was originally sent to kill Cable by Mr. Tolliver? Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool, he had only recently joined Marvel Studios by this point when he was given a blank check to make his creations come to life in the New Mutant series, to, draw in new viewers. Driving inspiration from his favorite book characters, he built Deadpool. When Liefeld sent a sketch of Deadpool to Fabian Nashera, I think that's how you say his name, sorry if I've butchered it, I'll place a little thing here with his name on it, the man who had recently taken over the New Mutants, he simply replied with, "This is Deathstroke from the Teen Titans. Due to the similarities between the two, Deadpool's civilian alias was birthed as Wade Wilson, because Deathstroke's alias is, you guessed it, Slade Wilson. Or did you? I don't know, did you?" In Deadpool's first appearance, he had no fourth wall breaking and no healing factor to our knowledge, but he is still the lovable Joker that we all know today. Though we first meet him through him coming to kill Cable, to only his jaw being broken. Deadpool, after the encounter, requested to go to a prison in the Bahamas, but the request was denied. He was sent back to Mr. Tolliver via FedEx mail. I like to think of that regularly, just being sent through the mail as a person. That's kind of horrifying in a sense. Anyway, he was on fewer than 10 pages, but enough for him to develop over time and be used again and again and again, and eventually get his own movie series. Wow. Imagine. He was sturdy but had no sign of regenerative powers. Only 2 comics later, the New Mutants had been wrapped up. It was replaced by X-Force, where Deadpool would make his next appearance, where his background as a Canadian and a product of Weapon X was determined. Furthermore, Deadpool's next appearance was determined to be a series regular, where Domino is shown to be his ex-lover, Copycat. The real Domino was being held captive by Mr. Tolliver again. Who is Mr. Tolliver? I don't know. We'll do a deep dive into him if you guys like, eventually. Despite everything, Deadpool was shown up again and again to fight side by side by the X-Force. Deadpool has been developed over and over again through the years. He is most used to make sexualized and homophobic jokes, to what I've found. Deadpool is canonically pansexual though, so, that's that for you. So Deadpool and Spider-Man is the next place where I'd like to go with this. Deadpool is introduced into the Ultimate Spider-Man series, which is the one I'm going to be talking about for these videos purposes. Ask if you want to see, another type. I'm not sure of what's out there, even though I did research for this. I was just using what I had to my array. In number 99 in 2006 is the Ultimate Spider-Man series, where he's first appeared. In this version, his real name is Wade Wilson. Kind of cute. Wadey, come here, Wadey. Oh, you're real Wadey. Anyway, what interests me though is here's some rendition of Deadpool. He is a former US Marine Sergeant and is casted by none other than a reality TV show called Hunt for Justice. I'm making like the air quotes. You can't see that, but like I'm doing that because of his renowned skills. That's great. Hatred of mutants and amazing stories of his death defying stunts he pulled off during the Wakanda Wars, Earth 1610. The reality show was to hunt mutants and kill the world's deadliest game of Krakatoa Island. Oh, sorry. I will say that the reality show was to hunt mutants and kill the world's deadliest people, I guess. Oh no, okay, hang on. The reality show was to hunt mutants and kill in the world's deadliest game. That is what I meant to write. On Krakatoa Island, just off the coast of Sylvain Nation of Genosha. The X-Men had disrupted the show and the producer Mojo Adams and his new host Augustus Beezer. So they reached out to Deadpool and gave him an offer casted to hunt and kill mutants. Intrigued, he agreed, which allowed him to practice his skills and kill the mutants he so hated. On this agreement, he chose his own team, who would all undergo grueling biogenetic enhancement to make them equal to the task at hand. Deadpool, though, went under further enhancements to make him that much more of an edge. These enhancements included enhanced stamina, reflexes, endurance, though Deadpool also took human strength derived from his augmented body and artificial musculature, allowing him to lift up to 2 tons. These enhanced left his face largely without skin or scarred, making him entirely reliant on his mask to protect his eyes from the sun. Genosha funded an operation to capture the X-Men and to slay them on live television, which they allowed him and the Reavers to do, and they did successfully. They took them to the Xavier Mansion, where Spider-Man met them, and who was also soon captured. The Reavers wanted to unmask Spider-Man, but Deadpool stopped him because he respected those who were masked to hide their faces. They let them go on Krakoa. I like to say Krakatoa because it sounds better, but the actual island's name is Krakoa Island. But from here on out, I'm just gonna call it Krakatoa because it's fun to say that way. In different areas, they let them go in Krakatoa in different areas where in order to make it more entertaining for viewers before stepping off to hunt them down. Deadpool and the Reavers then proceeded to hunt them individually, but due to the island's small size, the X-Men and Spider-Man regrouped in the swing battle, where Spider-Man unmasked Deadpool, discovering that he had undergone such experimentation that his face was now a monstrosity. He now felt betrayed by the same person he allowed to keep the mask on. Deadpool lashed out and viciously, too, before Shadowcat phased through his body, caused his cybernetic body parts to malfunction and explode through the X-Men's Though the X-Men believed him dead, he watched them on as they left Krakatoa Island in the Blackbird. He was later taken into the evil Deadpool corpse to hunt down regular Deadpool corpse, which was later then killed by another Deadpool via blade through the chest. That is a lot of information right there for you, lad. What I found interesting in this rendition of Deadpool is he isn't a product of Weapon X, nor does he hold a regenerative power, which I find odd. But also, you find this particular Deadpool, you start kind of hating him, well, I did at least, but by the end you felt kind of sorry for him because he allowed Spider-Man to keep his mask on, and the hero of the story doesn't give Deadpool the same respect. Come on, mutual respect, guys. I don't care if he's trying to kill you or not, you gotta give him mutual respect for the mask. And if that sounds really cutty, it's because I was moving my mic thumb. Where was I? Oh yeah. Which gives him a third dimension, which I believe is what the writer Brian Michael Benson wanted. Another thing is that this version of Deadpool has the ability to morph shape, which I didn't mention before, but so do the Reavers due to genetic and cybernetic superhuman advances. But this version of Deadpool also allows the viewer to see a less hero-nized version of the character, which is a cool thing in my eyes. It's kind of like, you know, how you see the character in X-Men Origins for the first time. He's an extremely strong villain, which I am yet to watch, so please don't spoil that for me. Ryan Reynolds first developed an interest in playing Deadpool after the 2004 comic book series in Cable and Deadpool, after Deadpool refers to himself as a mix between Ryan Reynolds and a Sherpa. His first movie was in 2009 in X-Men Origins, where he is shown to be the most overpowered version of himself, having the ability to teleport retractable blades, one in each wrist, and extremely high regenerative powers, which is regen is a dying factor, not a healing factor, because he is replacing dead cells with more dead cells. Keep that in mind. I hate people who saying it's a regenerative power when it's a dying generative power, but I call it a dying generative power, but I want you to know that it's a regenerative power. He was killed by Wolverine with the help of his older brother Sabretooth, which is not always his older brother, and was originally not his older brother, but for some reason they portray it in this video, in the film, as his older brother. Maybe because that's the similarities between the two. Close to the end of the movie, this version did not have much of a mouth. Actually, he had no mouth. It was, skinned up. This version did not. Yeah, I just said that, didn't I? Ability to state witty remarks, so others would in coming films. Then in 2016, we got Deadpool, the first out of the now trilogy. I'll make no reference, I'll make little reference, correction, of the new one to avoid any spoilers for those who haven't watched the movie yet. It's really good, out of respect. But if you'd like to see that in the future, leave a comment down below. In the first movie, it was renowned to be the first major comic book that dived deep into the satire of the film, giving a less predictable and fresh feel for superhero films, delving into films such as Kick-Ass, which I believe is why it did so great, because it had such a high budget, unlike Kick-Ass. The movie is announced as a love story, even though it's not noticeable in the beginning. It proves true by the end. His origins are buried in flashback scenes, something that I personally love, allows us to piece together everything that is happening. This kind of gives me End with the Knee vibes. I love that film, or series. Where am I? It proves true by the end. Yeah, I just said that. The delving of the story is how Deadpool is determined to track down and kill Ajax, the man who he blames for his face disfigurement, immortality, and he blames for his girlfriend Vanessa leaving him. In the movie, through his flashbacks, we find out he meets his girlfriend at the time, prostitute Vanessa, and instantly falls in love. The relationship is going well until he is diagnosed with the big C, cancer. This is where he meets Ajax, who offers him an experimental cure, though soon Ajax tortures Wade Wilson and he finds out he is essentially being built to be sold as a slave, so he escapes and vows revenge on Ajax. As he hunts down Ajax's henchmen and he learns Ajax has Vanessa, lure him into a trap. He gains assistance of the X-Men, Colossus, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who together they take on Ajax and save Vanessa. Though Deadpool doesn't kill Ajax the second he has the chance to, instead he asks to cure his face, which Ajax says there is none. Before I go on, how has he not thought of plastic surgery? Seriously, it's right there. You're an ex-mercenary. I know you have the skill and capability of, becoming one again. You should have enough to get paid a shipload, whilst having enough to also buy a house in today's day and age. But I digress. After hearing that there is none, he kills Ajax, who also, despite his now appearance, him and Vanessa get back together. Yay! See, guys, freaks can also get hot girls at the end of the movie. You just have to be immortal and get used to the gagging every time they look at your face. Alright, the second movie. The second movie starts off as Wade being a mercenary, getting the bad guy. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Trying to save up for that plastic surgery, I hope. But then tragedy strikes. Vanessa is killed. Devastated Wade tries committing suicide, though this doesn't work out because, his dying factor and immortality and, that stuff. Seriously, you think you can die? You're not important enough. Only Wolverine is allowed to die. But the lovable Colossus rescues him and brings him back to the X-Mansion and encourages him to join the X-Men. As his first mission, he is set up to help a young mutant known as Firefist, also known as Russell. And I'll refer to him as Russell because why the hell not? Deadpool realizes how young Russell was always being abused. He kills one of the staff, which ends up one of them going to a mutant prison called the Icebox. Whilst there, they meet Cable, whose intention is to kill Russell before he kills Cable's family in the future. By the way, Cable can time travel? Didn't know that. Deadpool decides to protect Russell, believing that he can change the boy's future, but Russell gets taken away. Deadpool makes a motley crew of mutants known as X-Force who die in a series of funny ways, except for one, of course, Domino. But Deadpool and Domino, and his power is luck, eventually catch up with Cable, where Juggernaut appears. So Juggernaut, Cable, Deadpool, and Domino prevents Russell's first kill, which would send him to the dark side. But Deadpool sacrifices himself by putting on the power dampening collar and takes Cable's bullet so Russell can live. Now that makes Russell think, maybe I shouldn't be evil, goddammit. Cable, now semi-regretting what he did, goes back in time and saves Deadpool, and everyone happily lived ever after. Except for Deadpool, because he's still regretting Veronica. Well, regretting the death of Veronica. You can't really regret it. He's more mourning it. Yeah, he's mourning the death of Veronica. Now, Deadpool vs. Wolverine. I'm not going to go into too much, but now the iconic movie opens with the now iconic dance scene with NSYNC Bye 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 as he is killing TVA soldiers. This is because, previously stated, Wolverine hates the song Bye 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 by NSYNC. I'ma quickly go. His character avoids major spoilers, but he is fueled to save his universe from Paradox. Teams up with Wolverine, sent to Realm of Unloved. I forgot what it's called in the film, but it's the same concept. He and Wolverine now need to try and get back. That's all I'm gonna say. But his character works with Wolverine, even though they have some heavy arguments. But this character is largely the same in the other two films, as you would expect, because it's from the same series, same universe, kind of. That's my phone going off in the background. The new comic book series, Deadpool team up. I thought I should mention this real quick. The end of the video. A, he's ripped. B, the Nakatori clan wants his head, and a Dragon's Age, and Lady Anime saves his hiney. I don't want to ruin the experience of reading this beloved comic for you guys. Well, my beloved comic. I love this comic. My viewers. You guys, there is something truly magical about reading the comics themselves, which you just can't say. You just can't get that enjoyance anywhere else. And you guys need to enjoy comics as much as I do. You need to. There is no say. You need to watch and read and just love comics as much as I do. That's Deadpool for you though. This is TDJ Reviews, and remember, dress your best because you never know who's watching.